Hi, Coach. Thank you for joining me today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, my name is Chamra, and I've been teaching at the early college for a long time. I teach physical education and health class. Family background: I have a sister and a twin brother, are my siblings, and I have three kids: Airly, ZJ, or Zane Jr., and Reese. Reese is 11, ZJ is 4, and Airly is 7. And I have a dog named Oreo. And that's about. I went to college at Elon University, played football at Elon University, and I went to college from 1998 to 2001. That's,
Second question, why did you decide to become a teacher?
it kind of evolved around with football. I knew I always wanted to stay involved with that, even though, going in as a kid, going to play college football and stuff, the end goal was always like, how long can I play? I want to play in the NFL or something, but then you figure out pretty quick you're not good enough to play in the NFL. It started evolving around, I want to coach, stay in it that way or something. So I got into teaching to coach, and I coached at Davie County High School. I coached at Guilford College for a while, but presently right now I am not coaching at all. So that's kind of funny, but that's kind of how I got into teaching. And the early college job opened up, applied for it, got it, and have been here ever since, and just love teaching great students like you.
Thank you. What inspires you?
What inspires me? I don't know. I guess fear inspires me. The fear of not doing a good job, the fear of letting my students down, the fear of letting my kids down by not getting a paycheck. So I guess fear inspires me, if that makes sense. Kind of weird. Kind of.
Number 4. What is one of your hidden talents?
I don't really know if I have any hidden talents.
You probably do.
I don't think I do. You kind of see what you get. I'm really kind of like talentless. Like, there's not a lot of talents I have. I guess besides for like playing sports and stuff. Besides for that, so I don't have any. I wish I could play an instrument or sing or something like that or draw, but I don't really have any hidden talents. So I guess I'll think about that. I'll try to come up with some.
If you didn't become a teacher, what would you be?
If I didn't become a teacher, what would I be? It'd probably be something in business, something in the business route somewhere. Like, I don't know, my sister's an accountant and my brother's in banking, so probably something around those lines. And my brother always, he played football too, played football in college, and he's always jealous of my job when I'm like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm gonna go teach a tennis class, play tennis and stuff like that. But I'm always jealous of him at the end of the month when he gets his paycheck and I get my paycheck. So I guess.
In which other teacher's class would you like to enroll, even for a day, and why?
Which other teachers? Probably Mr. Johnson's class, because I think Mr. Johnson's a great teacher. And if I always liked history class when I was in school, better some of the other subjects. I always thought it was kind of interesting, and I think he does a good job with the A-Push. See what all the hype about A-Push is about. That is what he teaches, right? A-Push. I didn't say a wrong subject, did I? Like math, I was never a big fan of math. Foreign language, not a big fan of foreign language. So I think it would have to be A-Push history.
Okay. What is one memory you have from when you were in school or college?
One memory that I could tell a student, I guess it's probably just involves around like sports and stuff. Like, I remember beating Watauga County High School. When I was in high school, my senior year, I transferred to a different high school for football reasons. And I transferred to a 2A high school, which is smaller than the high school I came from, which was a 4A high school. But those two high schools are kind of like big rivalries too. So it was a pretty big game. And like the students were like, for Watauga County had were wearing shirts and banners like the Chamra twins are traitors and stuff like that. So just the atmosphere of that game. And it was all fun. It was all good. Both sides, like, they're our friends, but just remember that stuff like that. I remember relationships more than things that happen, just relationships with other students, friends like that still, presently talk today, and call like Lasana Marlowe is a good friend. Just people that like relationships, I guess more. Babe Howe, who's my football coach who passed away, who was once the winningest high school coach, Coach Puckett, Coach Brewer, Coach Wilson. I think I remember like just the relationships and just with football and basketball, playing football and basketball. Remember the games, but more remember just like the rides on the buses and just like Chris Smith and people like that who have like who are not with us anymore, but just remember like the relationships more than, I guess you'd say, more than actual events. I'm getting old and I don't remember a lot of stuff, but just remember the relationships.
Uh-huh. If you could be anyone for a day, living or deceased, who would you be and why?
If I could be anybody,
Yeah.
Let's see. Probably be somebody like, if I could be anybody for a day, living or deceased, I would be Leon Johnson.
Okay. What do you work towards in your free time?
I guess in my free time, a lot of time I spend it like working out, believe it or not, lifting weights. Big fan of North Carolina football. I guess all you guys know that. So watching sports, it's kind of what I do. And then, of course, spending time with my kids as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. What is your dream vacation?
My dream vacation. I get to live my dream vacation a lot during the fall. This year I haven't really, but my dream vacation is kind of different than most people, where it's not really the beach or the mountains or anything like that. My dream vacation is going to Keenan Stadium and cheering on the Tar Heel football team. That's my thing.
What can you cook to perfection?
Steaks. I'm a grill guy. Anything on the grill, like steaks, burgers, brats, hot dogs, that type of thing. Definitely, if it's on the grill, I'm your guy. If it's in the kitchen, I can do some stuff. Mainly if it's in the kitchen, it's more like breakfast stuff, but I'm more of a grill type of guy.
If you could have any superpower, what would that be?
If I could have any superpower, what would that be? I guess it would be just one.
More than
I guess strength, speed and strength, because that'd make a pretty good football player, speed and strength. But being invisible would probably be pretty crafty too, stuff like that. So I guess I'll go with strength. I'll go old school.
Okay. If you could grow up in any decade, what would you choose?
I like being an 80s child. I wish I was older in the 80s. Like that was the main decade I grew up. I like being an 80s kid. So I'd probably keep it with the 80s.
Okay. If you were to be given a superlative when you were in school, what would it have been?
Well, what it was most athletic.
Oh.
So, that's what it was. And then if not most athletic, probably something like class, like clown, funny person, something like that. Something along those lines. But usually most athletic.
And then lastly, what one piece of advice would you give to your students?
Enjoy life. Especially with everything that's going on. Just try to enjoy each day to the most of your ability. Just remember to, I guess, stop and smell the roses. Just enjoy life.
And that's all. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we're really glad we have you as an ECG teacher.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.